This is Marcus Corval with Studio MMA and MMA Net, and we're here with the 155 champion, Gilbert Melendez. How you feeling?
Feeling great, man. Just happy the training camp's over. Now it's the fun part. Time to put on a show, you know?
It's been a little while. We had a few of your teammates been fighting. There's been a lot of hype about your whole, all your Rat Pack guys, Scrap Pack guys. And finally the lights are back on you, so to speak. You find it a tough game bred in Masvidal. Anything different preparing for this fight?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, this guy's a pretty tactical fighter. Got good strategy, likes to stick and move, likes to kind of point it. You know, not your usual MMA fighter. A lot of MMA guys I fight, they're kind of right in the middle, grinding it out. So, I got to maintain, I got to be aggressive like I always, but, hold my composure and be smart out there. And he's definitely a very good challenge. I think he's an underrated fighter. 170-pounder dropping to 55s, poses a lot of threats. I think he's a guy who maybe should be in top 10 and also in the UFC as well. Been around the circuit for a long time, so I'm looking forward to the challenge.
And it is a game opponent for sure. And Saturday night, you win the fight, retain your title. What's the next step? You want into the UFC. You're not making that secret, right?
Yeah, no secret, man. I think Gilbert is actually the last guy, that's on top of the list that's actually, very worthy and very tough. In fact, I think he should be in the UFC. In fact, there's a couple guys in Strikeforce that should be in the UFC. I think that, the thing about I think some of these Strikeforce fighters they're good, entertaining fighters. They like to fight. They come out here and they throw some bombs and they put on some show. And sometimes I feel like I'm fighting for all of us. We're constantly having to prove ourselves because we're not in the UFC. You know what I mean? And Gilbert is someone that's been in that circuit for a long time. Though he's my enemy tomorrow, you know what I mean? I can feel what he's been going through, just like me and everybody else that doesn't get the same recognition for not being in the big show. But as of now, I'm about to show Gilbert what the hell Gilbert really is.
And we see a lot of fights. We see title fights and so on. This is a big fight, not just for you, but it's a very interesting fight. It's a great matchup. It should be a great event Saturday night. And what makes that is that you always come to fight. We know that. A lot of people might not have seen as much of Masvidal, but like you said, he's game. He's coming. He's in there. He's gonna be there. If he's in front of you for 5 rounds, he will stay fighting for 5 rounds. Psychologically, does that affect you anything? And just knowing that you got a guy who's in there to fight till he cannot fight no more.
No, man. I thrive off of this stuff. You know what I mean? I love testing myself, and that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? I really want to figure out. People say I'm number one. I think I'm number one, and I really want to find out, man. I want to fight all of them, and whether I am or not, I really want to find out. And I think he's a great way to gauge, where I am in the sport. And sometimes MMA is matchups, and this is one of those matchups it's a very difficult matchup and a good matchup, and it'll really bring out the best of me and show if I can not just be a beast, but if I can be a tactical, strategic fighter as well. And I'm eager to show that I can.
So we're gonna see a more intelligent fight Saturday night, you believe?
I believe so. You know what I mean? I believe, sometimes Gilbert is a tough guy, but he likes to counter and he likes to draw you in. And this is my bout. He has to come take it from me. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to be right there chasing him all over. I'm going to force him to fight me, though. I just can't be swinging and get frustrated. And sometimes you could. As a fighter like me, someone who wants to fight so bad, you can get aggressive and start swinging and say, get your ass over here and fight me. You know what I mean? And he's one of those guys that moves, and hits you once, and then moves, hits you once, moves, kicks you in the head. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things you got to be. As much as I want to pull the trigger, I'm gonna have to wait till the right moment to do it, and I'll do that. And I think I can make him fight me. I can make him take it to that dark place a lot of people don't like to go, but I love to go to.
Is there any particular fight that you watch of his that you feel that's what I'm looking for, that's what I want to do? And
I study his fights, and I see the same fighter every time. You know what I mean? You study my fights, I break out different styles for different opponents.
Yeah.
And I seen him fight Daly, which I think he actually won that fight, and that's a great fight to gauge. You know what I mean? I seen him fight KJ, I seen him fight Billy Evangelista, I seen him fight Rodrigo Dam, and I know his style, and I know his tricks, and I'm sure he has a couple more up his sleeve, but I know what I'm getting into, and and it's actually nothing I really fear too much, you know what I mean? It's like someone like Aoki I fought, I didn't, the worst that can happen is he can, submit me. I mean, never was I scared once of him punching me or hitting me. Same with Ishida, someone like Josh Thompson, that guy's willing to stand in the pocket and trade punch for punch, you know what I mean? And that's what gets you more like, we're going to go to battle. Gamebrand's a guy who I don't think likes to stay in the pocket. I think he likes to stick and move, and he does like to land the big punch. Sorry, brother.
All good, man.
And everything like that. But I think he's a great, it's a great opponent. But nothing I'm fearing. He's definitely dangerous. You watch out for those kicks. That can fucking hurt. But that's how I see it.
The whole card, Strikeforce done a great job over the years to put together some great fights. And same with this card. You're the main event, but we see you talked about trading punches. Bill Evangelista versus KJ Nunes. Any predictions for that fight?
Oh, bro, I'm excited for that, man. It's probably going to be pumping me in the back, pumping me up in the back. I think they're both great fighters and great matchup. It's hard to choose, I think a lot of people don't know Billy has a pretty good wrestling background. He's a California wrestler. I don't know if he wrestled in college, but anyone who wrestles high school California and competes in the high level out there, we produce some of the best wrestlers in the whole state and the whole country. You know what I mean? So I think we're gonna see a really good matchup, and I think KJ also is probably reinventing himself after his loss to Jorge Masvidal, understanding that he has to evolve as an MMA fighter, kind of like I did the first time I lost to Josh Thompson. You know what I mean? You learn that boxing doesn't always succeed. You got to learn how to deal with, not necessarily be a kicker or a Muay Thai striker, but you have to learn how to deal with that kind of stuff. And I think he's going to fight another Muay Thai guy who also likes to wrestle. So I'm looking forward to the fight, man. I got some great lightweights here in Strikeforce.
We've seen a few of the champs moving over to the UFC. Your boy Nick Diaz obviously is now going to be fighting for the interim title. But a lot of them, when they come over, don't get a title fight right away. Same with Overeem now. If you were to go over to the UFC, would you expect, or would you ask for a title fight right away? And if so, as it stands right now, that'd be Frankie Edgar, obviously. Is that a fight that you would want?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've been ready for that title shot yesterday. You know what I mean? I've been ready for a while, and I've been in the sport longer than Frankie. I've been in the sport longer than Ben Henderson. You know what I mean? And so is someone like Jorge Masvidal. We've been around here the sport for a long time, but since we're not in the big show, people don't understand that. I've been fighting in Pride in front of 50,000 people. And I've been through these. I've been through the loses and reinventing myself. This is my prime right now, and I think some of these guys are still young in the sport. Someone like Ben Henderson is amazing, but still young in the sport. You know what I mean? And he's gonna be one of these champions soon. But I think right now I've been around a lot longer than him, a lot longer than even Frankie. You know what I mean? And yeah, I've been ready for a long time.
If you got to choose, forget organizations, forget belts, what fight would you rather have, Ben Henderson or Frankie Edgar?
You know what? It wouldn't really matter. I just been visualizing Frankie for so long. You know what I mean? Right. But the better man. Whoever's number one. You want to fight whoever's number one in the sport, and I want to prove I'm number one. If the number one guy's in Strikeforce, I want to fight the number one guy in Strikeforce. If the number one guy's in UFC, I want to fight the number one guy there. You know what I mean? And I fought a lot. I beat the Dream champ. I beat the Shudo champ. I beat the Deep champ. I was the first WC champ. I'm the Strikeforce champ. It'd be nice to have one more bout.
So Strikeforce have been said at least one more year. You've done a great job defending your title, winning the title, defending the title. Like you said, you're beating other champions. Comes out tonight, you win. Would you say enough Strikeforce? I've proven everything. I want to go to the UFC.
Strikeforce and Showtime have been really good to me, and just when I maybe not satisfied with opponents, they bring me someone like Ishida rematch. Just when I think I've beat everyone, they bring me Aoki, the number 2 guy in the world at the time, and and then they gave me a rematch with Kawajiri, and gave me a great challenge like Masvidal. I mean, the goal is to be number one, and to be undoubtedly number one, you need to have the UFC title. It's just how it is in the sport, and I'd like that. But if somehow we could coexist and do it in the hexagon, I'm more than happy to do that as well. But I'm game. I'm game for whatever. I'm just here to fight, and I'm here to prove that I'm number one, and I want to find out.
Gilbert, looking forward to seeing you Saturday night. Thank you very much.
Hey, thank you guys.
Thanks, man.
Right on,
Appreciate it, mate.